Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I want us to start our AI journey. I want us to start building products on top of large language models that already exist. So in this case, I want us to start building with OpenAI. Um, Maybe you've already interacted with OpenAI before using ChatGPT, but there's also a section for developers. OpenAI has provided APIs that we can call and use to integrate in our already existing applications. So in this video, I want us to focus on that. I want us to get started, get the API key, and start building on top of OpenAI's large language models. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want to highlight firstly is that using ChatGPT, you can basically go on ChatGPT. Let me just do this so you see what I'm trying to say. So for example, for ChatGPT, there is this free tier. You don't have to pay for anything, but you can still access ChatGPT. And then the pricing model is a monthly pricing model where you have to pay $20 per month to access the Plus version. And for the Pro version, you have to pay $200 per month. For this one, you have to pay this per month, but for the API, then it's a pay as you go model. So basically, you pay for what you're using. So let's say I have a plan for maybe $12. That will mean if I'm not using it, my money will still be in my account. So if I go maybe 6 months without visiting my OpenAI account, then I'll still find that credit or that money in my account. So that's the difference. And another thing that I wanted to see if we can get is if we can get a free version for the API, maybe used to access it for free. But from the community, it shows that for the API endpoints, we cannot get free access. So we have to pay. The minimum is $5, and then we can start accessing the APIs. I just wanted to get this out there. Otherwise, we can get started. So to get started, what we need to do is go on openapi.com/API, and there you'll find this landing page. And what we want to do is I won't go for the pricing, but we can still go here and check the pricing. OpenAI has different large language models, and for each large language model, there are different pricings. So this is for GPT 4.0, which is their latest and most advanced multimodal model. It's faster, it's cheaper. But there is also a cheaper version of this, which is Chat GPT 4.0 Mini. This one is the most cost efficient small model that's smarter and cheaper than GPT 3.5 Pebble. So you can see from this, there are different large language models, and the pricing is also a bit different. But in our case, what I want us to do is go on start building. Here, you need to log in. If you don't have an account yet, go ahead and create an account. If you already have an account, just log in. So in this case, the interface is the same. If you don't have an account, you can go here on sign up, or you can just use the continue with Google or continue with Microsoft. This will also help you create your account. So I'm going to go on continue with Google. And now I have logged in. So if you're new, what you need to do is to go on under settings and then go on billing. So here you can see I have my credit balance is $7.83. I paid $12 for my account. Like I said, you can pay anywhere from $5 up to $100. So for example, if you didn't pay anything, you can go, there wouldn't be an add to credit balance here, but there'll be something that will show you that you need to pay something. So just click that and then you can choose what you want to pay. Just do that and pay the amount that you want and click on continue to get started. And once that is finished, what you need to do now is to go on API keys. You can see I already have an API key. So to interact with OpenAI APIs, you need to have to create a secret key. So to do that, I'm going to create a new secret key. Please take note that these secret keys have to be, you have to keep them private, because if anyone gets your secret key, they can start taking advantage of your credits. So I'm going to say for mine, API key for YouTube. I'm going to delete this afterwards. I'm going to select a project. You can create a new project if you want. And then I will go here and you can see you can restrict your permissions. But for now, let's just create a secret key with all the permissions. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to copy this secret key. It will be very important in our next steps. So here I'm going to paste it right there. Once you've done that, what I want us to do, you can just click done. And then what I want us to do now is to go back and then let's see if, yeah, just click on start building again. You can see here they've given us a quick example that we can use. And then here it shows us that they have different large language models, which we've already discussed in a nutshell. If you go down here, there are a lot of resources. If you want to understand more about prompt engineering, this is how you can create better prompts so that you get the results that you want. There is more that you can learn from here. So I'm going to go ahead and go on quick start. Once I've done that, I'm going to come here. And if I'm using Python, you need to learn pip install OpenAI to install the OpenAI SDK for Python. So I've already installed this, but however you're using Python, I'm using Anaconda here. And for me, I've created an environment called AI. And in this environment, that's where I am installing my AI Python packages. And you can go ahead and install this in your environment. But if you feel like this is challenging, you can let me know. I'll create another tutorial where I talk about step by steps on how you can configure your Python environment. So you go ahead and install this. Once you've done that, let's copy this as our first example. So I'm going to go back here and then we need to do two things. First of all, we import OpenAI from OpenAI. We import OpenAI from OpenAI and then we initialize our client. So we use OpenAI to initialize. Inside here, we need to provide the API key. I am going to come here and then I'll say API. I'll create a variable called API key. I'm going to copy this and paste it in here as a string. All right. Once I've done that, I need to add the API key here. In our example here, we are using the client that we've initialized and call the completions endpoint. And here we are saying create. Now inside create, we are providing a number of attributes. We are first of all, and inside here, we are providing a number of attributes. The first thing we want to highlight is the model that we are going to use. Like I said, there are different models. There is GPT 4.0, there is GPT 4.0 mini. So you choose the model that you want. Another thing that is needed is the messages, which is an array of the messages and the content that you want to provide. So for example, here we have a law of system, and then we've provided content. Um, we are just providing suggestions to the model itself. And then we have another object here, and the law is for the user. And we are also provided content that we want to provide. So basically, once we've done this, we're going to learn it. We have a response here. What I want to do is to change this and say write a poem about love. And once I've done that, you can see it takes quite some time, but at the end of the day, we are going to get like our poem right here. And you can see once we've done this, we have assigned this variable. And inside that variable, we are going inside choices and then zero and then get the message. So let me try to do this. Let's just print the whole compression object and see. So what we are doing is we are going inside choices, and then inside choices, we want it's you can see it's a list, and then we want to get the first choice, and then inside that we want to get the message. Now, like I said, this is taking quite some time, but let's say if you want to, in your application, you want to get a stream of responses. So basically, uh once it gets you a certain chunk of response, then you use that response in your application. Then now you can take advantage of what we call stream compressions. So let's just go here and let me show you what I am talking about. You can read more on this blog post, but all you need to do basically is to go inside here and then set your stream equal to true. So I'm going to go here just below the messages, and then I'm going to set stream equal to true. Now, when I print this, I'm going to get this object. Now, what I need to do is to create a for loop and say for, let's say, I'll just call it chunk in compression. And then I'm going to print the chunk. So let's remove this. Okay, here it's supposed to be in. So once you've done that, you can see it's now printing like chunk by chunk as it is getting the whole idea. So to get sense of what we're trying to do, we need to first of all inside the chunk, what I want us to do is to go into the choices, and then inside choices we have delta. But before we do that, let's just go in choices, and then you can see choices is still a list. So I'm going to do to go to 0. So let's print this. You can see it's coming bit by bit, like I said. Now, inside these choices, you can see that some of the choices do not have content. They have blank as content. So let's just say we want to filter only the choices that have some sort of content. So I would say if uh, chunk. So let's do this. I'll say content equals. So it should be equals chunk. Inside chunk, there's what we call delta. Inside delta, we have content. So this is our content. So I want to say if content is not, is it none? Yeah, let's try that. If content is not none, then print content. Okay, let's see how that works. Here it should be dot delta. Okay, so to make this clear, let's remove this. And then let's print that again. So for simple formatting, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add end, and then I'm going to add the space there. And then let's see. Now you can see, now this is formatted pretty well. And at the same time, users can get the data as it comes. So there are disadvantages of using this, of course. There are some disadvantages, of course, but for that, we can talk about in another tutorial. So this is what I wanted to get started with in this video, but I'll be creating more videos in the near future on OpenAI and other AI tools. So if you're interested, feel free to subscribe and like this video, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.